Hello, my beautiful Aquarius. How are you doing? My name is SimplyVelca, and today I'm going to be doing your July 2021 Tarot Horoscope reading. So if you find any cards that resonate with you in this reading, Aquarius, let me know in the comments below, or I always like to say your aha moments that you have with the cards, because I always like to keep up with y'all. And if you also enjoy this tarot reading today, Aquarius, or you just enjoy my vibe, I would really appreciate it if you were to give this video a like and subscribe, because that does help me out a lot, Aquarius. It really does. And I'm super appreciative of it when you guys do that extra step for me. But remember, put it in perspective, Aquarius. I'm just a man reading some tarot cards to you, honey. You know your situation better than I ever possibly could, so take the tarot cards that resonate, leave what doesn't, because I'm not going to be offended by it whatsoever. I believe they're just here, the cards are just here to give you some food for thought or perspective for you to consider, but never making the choices in your life. All that being said, Aquarius, let's just jump into your reading this week, darling. I already showed you y'all's starting card for where you guys are currently at, and you have the Chariot card. So really, you guys are honestly in the I guess to be corny a little bit, you guys are in the right direction, right? The Chariot only shows up or steps forward to people, Aquarius, when you are going down your right path, right? Because I always like to see the Chariot as like the spiritual Uber service. Of where it's like it's only sent down to help you further down your path if you're going down the right one, right? Because if you're going down the wrong path, if you're not honoring your calling, then for the spirit to send a chariot to you, you're just going down faster down a path that's not meant for you. So because it's divinely sent, I just see this as an affirmation, Aquarius, that you're in the right direction. You're going in the right direction with your life and the actions that you're taking right now, darling. I'm not mad at this, seeing this card show up for you guys at all. Something I do want to also say is right now, Aquarius, it feels like a lot of you guys have a lot going on right now. It feels like there's a lot of moving parts in your life currently, and I keep on seeing Palo Santo being burnt right now. So I do want to suggest to you, Aquarius, to do some type of cleansing. I feel like you guys would actually benefit greatly if you did some type of cleansing technique, whether it's like you're, with Palo Santo, with sage, what have you, even if it's just like going out into nature. Aquarius, just something to get you out of your current, to get you out and get you moving and getting like, just having fresh air, getting some fresh air, darling. I feel like that would really help you out a lot in terms of reaching your goals, right? Star card coming forward for you, Aquarius. I feel like it's not a proper reading for you, Aquarius, unless this card comes forward, your card, right? The star card is the Aquarius card. So truly very powerful, two major arcana stepping forward right off the bat for you, Aquarius. Lets me know of major transitions going on in your life. It lets me know that you guys are really on the path towards success, really. I might even just title your video that way, where it's just like you're on the path to success. It kind of spells it out, right? Because when you think about the Chariot, funnily enough, usually with the Chariot and most tarot decks, maybe we'll pull it with another deck here soon, it comes in a sense of like chariot and like horse and carriage, right? So funnily enough, we have the Chariot card as the magic carpet in this deck. The only way to actually really obtain that star, well, I guess it's not really a star in the ocean, but you get the concept, right? I appreciate like the little fine details on things where something that was out of reach, you're being sent to that magic carpet, right, to help you along with it. You guys, it does feel like with a lot of moving parts with you, it feels like you get those moving parts are elevating you forward. King of Pentacles coming in for you as well, Aquarius. Very powerful. This is King of Pentacles, when you think about it, is like that Midas, having like the Midas touch. Whatever it is you touch, Aquarius, it starts turning to gold. Now, in this dynamic here, I want to pull another card, actually. Ten of Pentacles. Wow. All right. So, I wanted to pull a card initially, Aquarius, because I was just like, all right, well, is this something where, getting just extra affirmation in the actions that you're taking right now, anything you do would be like successful in this sense. Now, Aquarius, you're just getting all the heavy hitters when it comes to financial, naturally because of Pentacles, but just overall stability, because that's what Earth Pentacle energy is about, is just whatever brings you that stability. It could even literally be emotional stability in this sense. But it's really interesting in this dynamic because quite literally, like, it's not really an exaggeration at this point. This is literally just like success. success written all over this like handout. Really, you can't really get anything too much better than this, other than maybe like this, getting like the sun card. Maybe a 10 of cups would really bring this into like the best reading ever possible for you, Aquarius. But overall, it feels like you guys are taking the right steps necessary to get, like, this is where you guys are headed towards right now, Aquarius. So if you guys have been hard on yourself, a little bit more critical recently about your productivity, again, I want to just say cleanse, because I feel like if you were to cleanse, it would take away some of this negative voice, negative, cynical thoughts that you might be having sometimes, right? Those intrusive thoughts. I really do feel like if you were just to get yourself out of your environment for a little bit, it would be greatly beneficial. The Hanged Man coming in as well. Yeah, really, you guys, Aquarius, are like, I would say you're about like, if I were to randomly just put a percentage on this, you're about like 85% of the way towards like having really big impactful change in your life in some way. I usually don't use that kind of language verbiage, but with all these major arcanas, a bunch of major arcanas signifies like huge like transitional points in our lives, just because it's a lot of big heavy hitting energy coming in with this Hanged Man. Now, this is a very important thing to hone in on, because with the Hanged Man, this is where it's like committing. You're completely committing to what it is that you're doing, Aquarius, and by committing, you're just like, pushing your gas all the way on that pedal, rather than like taking it kind of slowly, right? This is kind of like a reading of where it's telling you, Aquarius, just to go full speed ahead in whatever it is that you're doing. Commit to it without worrying about like what your plan B or plan C is or anything, darling, right? You just focus on that plan A, because it's really working out to be something beautiful for you, Aquarius. I really do see this sense of where yeah, if you keep it up at this pace, really, like, you guys are just making a lot of forward movement, which makes me really happy for you, Aquariuses, because I know for a while you guys have been it's always been kind of like with my Aquariuses for a while. It's been very like, you guys will have some good days, some high days, and or weeks, and then some low weeks. And so it feels like it's just like finally like a nice change of pace for my Aquariuses. It's finally like things are starting to just loosen up for you. In Aquarius, the Lovers card coming in for their as this journey progresses for you. Big decisions coming in. Being in this card itself literally says alignment and harmony. True, like, again, another major arcana card coming in for you. And this obviously has more than just major arcanas even though I keep on pulling out different. I was trying to pull a card, show a card that wasn't a major arcana, but I kept on pulling up more major arcanas. Really, Aquarius, and I feel like you even had this last week, where it's like a bunch of major arcanas that I was noticing. There's this theme, something is brewing for you in your life, Aquarius. So let's get some more clarifiers. Darling, continuing on with this, the World card coming in. This is what I was saying. When I said like I was giving like a percentage, right, of like how close you guys are to like having something like this transition being like what's been brewing about to be finished, this World card comes in is this sense of where, not many people probably know this when it comes to their major arcana, but I kind of see it as like a storyline for like each of the major arcana starts like the Fool is number 0, then the Magician is 1, and it follows suits with that. It's like the journey of an individual going through the world and experiencing everything. And the World card comes in as like a cycle completing, right, for you, Aquarius. So truly, like, this is such a good week for you guys. You guys are really in your element. Whatever it is you have planned this week, Aquarius, this is like, you guys are just making the right choices, doing the right things. You know what to do with your life, darling. Queen of Swords coming in here. So this is the card of like taking time to yourself. This is the card of very much so you might have to be giving a little bit of tough love in a situation this week as well, Aquarius, right? Having to be a little bit more blunt. Very much so, like an example as an analogy. if you like work with your friends, for example, right? Maybe your friends are not very good at learning to turn off like the friend brain and getting to business, right? Queen of Swords is the person that's always about being able to get to business, knowing when to set those proper boundaries, adding that proper structure. And really, the Queen of Swords is kind of like a solo energy, Aquarius. I really do feel like this is a week where you're going to be probably just keeping to yourself, really. Keeping to yourself. Four of Pentacles coming in here. Really, it's almost like Aquarius. Now, I don't know if this is just starting to happen for you this week, or if this is just like a continuance of where it's just like you're keeping to yourself and you're continually feeding energy into the things that are good investments for you. So whether, you know, for my more artistic, I have like a cat here. I was cuddling my cat Tulip beforehand. Whether it's my more artistic, right? I kind of see this, my Aquarius is like shutting the doors, turning on the blind, putting the blinds up, and then just focusing on the work. And for you guys, it's like, yeah, you guys are just focusing in on work, not really like a social thing this week for too much, which I like. I'm all about getting, especially with this energy, it seems like your productivity for your life is extremely high right now. So I like this a lot for you. Only thing I do want to say, Aquarius, just because of this Queen of Swords, now anyone that is not new to my readings know I'm pretty critical when I see the Queen of Swords energy, just because I'm just like, all right, now there is like a nice balance, right? As a Libra, I always strive for balance. And with this Four of Cups here, it does seem like, all right, never mind. I'm going to shut my mouth now, because I was going to chastise you, Aquarius, and be like, all right, just don't be too critical of people. Don't lock yourself out and just not talk to anybody. But this Four of Cups shows to me now where it's like, no, like you're taking away the distractions, turning off the distractions. You're kind of just in this place of where, you don't want to, it's almost as if like if you focus on the outside world, or if you step out of your house, you'll see like everything that's wrong in the world, or everything else that's like going awry, going crazy. And you are wanting to just like turn your head off from that, because you don't want those distractions. You want to just be like, all right, like I can't be looking to my sides right now because it's going to just do nothing but stress me out. So let me just like do what I can and just like lock myself in my room and create and really focus in on my abundance. That being you, Aquarius. So let's see how this week closes out for you. We have the Empress card. More, I mean, come on, Aquarius, I do promise you, I showed you, like, you see, there's more than just major arcanas. You're getting literally nothing but major arcanas, darling. Very, very huge week for you guys. You guys are really, and when I want to emphasize, it's not, when I say like huge week, Aquarius, I more so just mean, like in terms of like the progression that you guys are going through. I see everyone on like their own personal soul journey, and like when I see like the huge weeks, I see this more so as like those like aha moments where like you start feeding energy into those into the right things. That Four of Pentacles that we talked about, Aquarius, and it really, you're just on the fast track, right? You're not like, you know, I always say like there's like everyone has this calling, Aquarius, and the sooner that you're not going against the current with where where spirit is trying to take you, and you just go with the current, the faster progression happens. And when you go there's less resistance, that's when a lot changes in your life. The Empress card is all about that, right? This card literally says centered and abundant. The Empress is all about really giving birth and creating and giving birth to something big. The Empress is all about being very in tune with the world around them and allowing it to shape them and direct them into where they need to go. And so, yeah, it does just feel like this for a while, Aquarius. I feel like you guys are just going through a very quick period of just like rapid growth. I know some people would call it like spiritual awakening or something like that, but I don't want to put it in that way. It just feels like you guys are having a very huge coming of age, where it's like by the end of this week, you guys are going to just like, even how you carry yourself is going to be a little bit different. You're going to have just so much of a clearer vision on where it is you're trying to go. You're going to have so much more confidence in what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're creating. Ace of Cups coming in here. I mean, whether this is about with welcoming in new love, or whether this is you just opening your heart up to opportunity, and just overall, I always see the Ace of Cups as just like literally your heart chakra, right? Because you can get happiness from winning $1 million, or you can get happiness happiness from like your friend, just giving you love to you, right? Your heart opens up from a lot of different things, essentially is what I'm trying to say. Ace of Cups with this Emperor's card, powerful. Very, very powerful, Aquarius. This is really like this sense of, and you remember with that star card is that wish fulfillment. So it really does feel like this is a week where it's like you're finally doing the things that you have been wanting to do in your life for a very long time, Aquarius. Or at the very least, if you're not doing it right now, you're on the track, you're on the fast track. You can see the steps that you're taking now are taking you to where it is that you want to go. If you wanted to be like an author, for example, Aquarius, there's going to be, this week is going to be a week of where you start seeing the progression, the signs of being like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I can actually become an author. Maybe I can actually do this. Excuse me. In that sense, I hope it makes sense for you, Aquarius. Page of Wands. This is new energy. Notice we're not talking about anything old coming in, nothing about that. This is all about just new energy, Aquarius. This is very much so a week of just, I don't feel like it's really even about like other people necessarily, Aquarius. I feel like this is just a week about you. This is a week about you paving the way. This is a week of you just really... This is really just a week of where it's just like no more limits. This is where maybe some of you Aquariuses probably put yourself more on a scheduled way of doing things, or maybe you guys have just been in a period of like quietness for a while. Now my ear is ringing really loudly. I don't really get ear ringing. So crazy read. Aquarius, y'all are having a very, oh my gosh, it's so distracting now. This is huge. Page of Wands coming in with this Ace of Cups. Like, you guys are paving a path for yourself, and it's a very powerful path. You guys are really, and I feel like this is all about long term. This is, we're not being short-sighted here, Aquarius, because I think this is one of those kind of energies of where it's like, you're going to really just have a very clear sense of self. You're gonna have a very clear sense of self, and I feel like part of that clear sense of self, part of it's just due to your own intelligence and self-awareness that you have, Aquarius, but I feel like another portion of it is just from things starting to just pan out in the way that they need to. Getting like those signs that you've needed, those affirming signs of being like, all right, like, I am like good. I am able to, like, I do have, like, other people appreciate my writing, so maybe I do have a chance of being an author. Seven of Pentacles, this is you continuing to nurture the things that are currently in your garden, right? Continuing flowering, continue watering your garden, tending to the things that you already have planted, because it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be come into a beautiful harvest for you, Aquarius. It's really going to pay out. With this Empress card, this literally is just like, you know, you tending to the crops and then finally giving birth as the Empress once it finishes. Once you get that last 15% to completion, Aquarius, it's something that just is very magical. And the Lovers card coming in for you twice. I was just looking, Aquarius, because I was like, wait, did I misread this card? No, you had the Lovers card coming in this time as well. Really coming in, affirming, especially with this Ace of Cups, I cannot neglect love life. Definitely want to say, if you guys are already in a committed relationship, Aquarius, this is a week of where, you know, obviously it's not going to be like an engagement thing for all of you guys, but I do feel like in terms of your personal relationships, you're going to find your personal relationships to be, it's not in the sense of where it's just like, I want to say taken to like the next level, but more so in a sense of where the personal, like, by the end of this week, you're gonna feel a lot closer to the connections that you have, a lot more. You're gonna feel really sure about the connections that you have in your life and like where it is that you're going with the relationships you have. Page of Cups coming in as well, new energy. So this is really, the Page of Cups talks about new energy coming in, new love, right? For my single Aquariuses, this is quite literally like such a good sign that you're on the path towards finding, like, I would say, really don't you look at anyone in your current space. I feel like this is completely new, especially with this Page of Wands. But overall, like, this is like, no matter which way you twist and turn this, Aquarius, whether this is about your career, whether this is about you and your path towards love and trying to get into an alignment with your soulmate or your twin flame, whatever it is you subscribe to, Aquarius. Like, whatever path that you're on, whatever actions that you've been taking, and you know, the path that you're directing yourself on, continue doing that, Aquarius, because it's really paying out in such a beautiful way for you. You will not regret it. This is such an amazing reading for you guys. Maybe I hope I like expressed it enough. I always get self-conscious. I even said this for Gemini's reading, Aquarius, where it's just like, usually when it's like really good readings, I feel kind of self-conscious because it's like, then I feel like some people's eyes will glaze over and be like, yeah, okay, Velca, whatever. But no, truly, look up the meaning of these cards and just like even watch this back, Aquarius, and see about how these cards just align up and look up the meanings of them. So you know I'm not just blowing smoke up your you know what. Like, it's really like, you don't need to do any changes, right? You don't need to change up your plan. You don't need to change up your tactics. You are on the path to success. So yeah, Aquarius, that is the reading that I have for you. I hope you found some cards that resonate with you. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, Aquarius. And I also do private personal readings on my website down below. I leave it linked in the description, SimplyVelca.com. It's right next to my social medias as well, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. It's all just SimplyVelca. And yeah, hopefully I can connect with you sometime in the near future, Aquarius. I love you so much. What a beautiful week, darling. Bye.